Here's the answers to the pretest. Miles to go is traveling along Lake Street at 25 meters per second, and Miles accelerates at 2 meters per second squared. Determine the distance traveled by Miles in 10 seconds. So that is our time. We are solving for distance. This is the acceleration, and this 25 is going to be the initial velocity. That's how fast he's going to begin with, and then he accelerates. Okay, so the only way we can get distance traveled is using v bar equals d over t. That's the only formula that we have. Now, before you can use v bar, you need to find v bar. None of these are v bars. That's the vi. By the way, if you need a poppy, grab a poppy before we go down. If you want to make a donation, you can throw it in the bag. Do that as we're ready to go. Okay, so I got to find average velocity. To find average velocity, I got to know the initial, and I got to know the final. But I don't know the final, do I? Right? How am I going to get the final? The only thing that I know is A and T and VI. The only formula that's got two of those things in it is A equals delta V over delta T. That's the only formula that's got two of those things, A and T. Right? So the acceleration is 2. We're going to solve for the change in velocity, and the time is 10. So that means the delta V, the change in velocity, 2 times 10 is 20. Now, a lot of people just plugged in, they just went like this. They went 25 is equal to d over 10 and got 250. That's wrong, because the V25 is the initial. It's not the average, is it? That one is wrong. Okay? So the change in velocity is 20. It goes up by 20. Right? So I need to find that VF. Delta V is VF minus VI. The change in velocity changes by 20. We need to solve for the final. How much is the initial? 25. Now I solve that. The minus 25 goes to the other side and becomes plus, right? So that's going to be 45.
Excuse the interruption. We're going to now begin calling classes down. Thank you.
Let's see if we can finish this up here. So the VF is 45, which is going to make, now I'm going to go average V bar, come on. V bar is equal to VI plus VF over 2. So now the VI is 25. The final is 45 and divide by 2. Now I had one person who handed this in and somehow got an average greater than 45. That's impossible, right? What's in the middle of 25 and 45? You got to go 25 plus 45 equals, how much? 70, then divide by 2, right? So the average is going to be 35, right? And now you take V bar is equal to D over T. 35 is equal to D over 10. So your answer is 350 meters. Okay? That one is one you guys should look at. Okay? Don't forget, I've seen this a few times. Delta V is not equal to V bar. They are different. Delta V means the change in the velocity. If the weather today, if the temperature today is, say, 2 degrees, and the temperature tomorrow is 8 degrees, hang on, that's a bad example. Let's get crazy, that goes to 20. What's the average? What's in the middle? 2 plus 20? The average is 11, right? That's the average. But how much did it change by? 18. They're not the same thing. Just because they both have the letter V in them doesn't make them the same. Okay? And if you always write the formula, if you always write V bar equals, and you always write V bar equals D over T, and do these, you'll be fine.
Room 133, Miss Glenn.
I will put the last 2 answers up on Schoology. Number 2, the 2 ants one, everybody got it. It's pretty easy. You find it 2 times and you subtract. Milton your mouth number 3 is a little bit harder. Okay, so I'm going to put that answer up on Schoology. We're still writing Tuesday. Okay. I'm hoping that we'll be back in time. You know what? I might even be able to do number 2 when we come back. Yeah, no school month. Did I say that? Oh, right. You guys in the class I said Wednesday, but you gotta have questions, and I might go on Tuesday. Right. Okay. Wednesday. Gotcha. If you need a coffee, come grab a coffee. I'm going to skip to number 3 to make sure that I get it done, but I'll do number 2 as well if we've got enough time to do that. So if you want to take a moment, get that out. This one's a little bit of a challenge, but not too bad. Okay, so here we have a character named Milton Your Mouth. Little joke there. Oh, Jason's not here to laugh at me. Where'd he go? Hurrying to his workplace at Chocolates Inc., wherein he observes a multi-car pileup on the highway. Milton is moving at 33 meters per second. His actor legend can accelerate at minus 8.5. That's how fast you can stop. Determine Milton's braking distance while braking to a stop. Please show a clear and organized solution. Okay, so braking to a stop, that tells me that the final velocity is 0. The minus 8.5 is the acceleration. The 33 is the initial velocity. The one thing I don't have is I don't have the time, do I? How can I find the time? Well, I know the acceleration, I know the VF and then the VI. I can find out what the change in velocity is, and we've already discussed this a little bit. So the final is 0. I was going 33, so the delta V is actually minus 33, right? The delta V and the VI or the VF can often be the same, but only when the other one is 0. So just watch out for that. In this case, it's actually negative. Right? The velocity changes by minus 33. It's going 33. It goes to 0. Right? And then A equals delta V over delta T. And again, I encourage you to write the formulas. Separate your steps like we agreed to. The acceleration is minus 8.5. Change in velocity is minus 33 all over the time. And you'll notice that I've kind of made delta T and T sort of the same. Sometimes I find the delta T gets a little bit too complicated. We're going to solve for time by switching those two, and it's going to give you minus 33 over minus 8.5. And of course, it has to be positive. Time has to be positive. And what do you get for an answer? What's up? I don't know. He disappeared. Yep. 3.9 seconds. Is the time. Now, can I plug that right into V bar equals D over T? And the answer is no, because I don't have V bar. I don't have the average. The only way you guys can come up with distance is to know the average. So you need V bar equals VI plus VF over 2. The initial is 33. The final is 0. And so the average there is 18.5. 16.5, I mean. Right? Half of 33. And once you got that, V bar equals D over T. 16.5 is equal to, we're trying to find the distance. Time was that 3.9 seconds. You multiply 64.4 meters. So there is a few steps there. In my opinion, what's important is writing the formula down, taking your time, showing your work, all that good stuff. Any questions about that one? All good, Trent? Should I do number 2 or is it easy? It's pretty easy. Yeah. What do? Find the 2 times, subtract, right? Yeah. Okay. I'll leave you, as they say, to your own devices. And